Hey, I'm Jemilah Hayes.
And I'm Koen, and we are at episode 5 of season 2 of the Uptown Lowdown.
Yeah, let's get into it. For this week's album of the week, we have 2. First up, we've got the Chainsmokers with So Far So Good.
Yeah, huge album. I mean, Chainsmokers is a huge artist. I personally wasn't too impressed because I feel like it was really just an album of singles. I feel like they could have spread it out over, so much more. But then again, it's the Chainsmokers. Who's going to stop them from dropping an album full of singles?
Yeah. I think they do a good job at providing something that's like just real high energy and pop.
Yeah.
But I would have loved a little bit more variation, I think. Like a little bit of something different that we haven't heard from them before.
And I think because of that, the standout track for me off that album is Maradona. So if you're listening to anything of the Chainsmokers, I would recommend going and listening to that song because that's the most...
A little bit different, a little bit interesting.
Yeah,
for sure. And this week we also have Highway by Kid Bloom, which is definitely a standout album for us this week.
Yeah, way different to all the other albums coming out, way different from song to song as well. And it's just really, all the way through, it's you don't get tired of listening to it. It's really exciting. Yeah,
and Kid Bloom is the moniker of Lennon Klosser, who's an LA-based artist. And actually he's collaborated with Maroon 5 and her and a bunch of other artists.
Good
So
lineup,
I'm like,
good
it's
list.
really shocking when you come across like a whole body of work by someone that you've never heard of before. You're like, how do I not know these people?
I know. And his whole profile is actually quite overwhelming. Should we just have a listen?
Yeah, let's have a listen.
Yeah, let's have a listen.
Oh, I'm high. I fell in love again. I cannot hide. I can't hide. I fell in love again. Was I in the moment?
That was I Fell in Love Again by Kid Bloom, and that's off one of our albums of the week, Highway. Yes, stunning album.
I think what impresses me is that before I actually went and looked at his profile, I thought it was a band because there's so much going on, but it's actually just him and he's just a brilliant multi-instrumentalist.
It's quite like on Tame Impala's level, with that same sort of one guy just doing the whole thing.
Yeah, super interesting. Love
insane.
the music video as well.
Yeah.
Definitely go check out the rest of the album.
For the Uptown Lowdown single of the week this week, we picked Jungle. There's a lot of new singles out this week, but
so
Jungle have a double single that's just so good. What's it called again?
Good Times and Problems. And honestly, the music video is just outstanding.
The music video is amazing. Should we play a little bit of the music video just so you get an idea?
Yeah. That was a bit of the music video for Good Times / Problems. Actually, 2 separate songs. So that was a snippet of the Good Times and then a snippet of Problems. But it's like a 6-minute long music video of both of them. And it's one of the best.
Yeah, one song flows right into
seen.
the other. The choreography, it's amazing. Like
it's beautiful.
Every little thing about that video is nuts.
It's one of the most artistically beautiful and new. It feels really different, even though like I love a dance music video and there's aspects of that we've seen before.
Yeah.
But I just feel like it was done really well, and I would definitely just go and watch the whole thing because
100%. It's 6 minutes of good stuff, so definitely go and watch it. They're playing Elemental Nights here in July.
26th of July.
Yeah, we'll definitely be there. This week at Uptown Lowdown, the concert of the week was 2 concerts that we went to, and both were
really
quite
good.
Contrasting and quite awesome.
Yeah. The first one was the official NZ Music Month rap party at the Tuning Fork. So many people there, so many artists.
Everybody played about 3 songs, and then it swaps over, next artist.
Yeah, a few of our favourites were Kings, Jeremy Redmore, Yaya, Masby Q, and Isla Noon, and just
so many
lineup.
more.
There was so many more.
There
was
was
about like 10, at least 10 acts. And I think what I loved about it is the fact that it was like continuously rolling. I love that each artist just played 3
Yeah.
banging songs, and then it moves on to the next one. And you just got the best
it was
of
really
everything.
cool, even coming in and just seeing all the familiar faces and be like, oh, how have you guys been? And it really felt like a normal evening again, you know, like
And I
COVID
think
wasn't even
though it was like
topic.
a gig, it was like how they labeled it, a party. Like everyone was
really
just
was a
kind of
party.
there to say hi to each other and mingle a bit. It was started at 5, I think, and ended at like 11. So it's few good hours of good music. So
and then
it's
the
really
next
awesome.
evening, we went to the Tuning Fork again for their first birthday series gigs. Really cool. Really
that
cool
was
gig.
Tiny Ruins with Finn Andrews opening, and it was just
It was
so
really
beautiful
calm.
and lovely.
It was really awesome. Yeah. Really different crowd. And everybody was so appreciative and quiet.
Yeah, and
just
attentive.
really listening.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
This week's interview of the week on the Uptown Lowdown is with Joe Bouchard.
Yes, Joe Bouchard, which of course nobody knows who he is.
No.
But you actually do if you're at least my age, because he was the bass player in Blue Oyster Cult.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know.
And of course they were the band that did Don't Fear the Reaper and a bunch of other
Yeah,
cool songs
yeah.
in the 70s. So he left the band in the mid 80s. He and his brother Albert were the drummer. So Albert Bouchard is the no cowbell
Oh yeah,
guy.
yeah.
So anyway, Joe has a new album out. It is called American Rocker. He's like 73 now, and it was one of those interviews that we immediately, hit it off.
Yeah.
And I was talking to him at 3
3
o'clock in the morning.
That's great. Oof, that's
No,
early.
It was crazy.
That's too early.
But I mentioned the fact that I'd seen Blue Oyster Cult at this concert at Rich Stadium in Buffalo. It was like 80,000 people in 1976. And before I could even get out of my, he goes, "Oh man, that was a great show." And he rattles off, "Oh yeah, Leonard Skinner was there, Ted Nugent."
He just knows.
He knew that one.
That's
He
wild.
says, "I don't remember all the shows, but I remember that one." So
That's wild.
so we had a good time. But the bit of the interview we'll play, he was confused. He thought that maybe nobody in New Zealand was aware of Blue Oyster Cult or Don't Fear the Reaper, and I had to inform him that actually the song had been covered by a classic New Zealand band, the Mutton Birds.
Yeah.
They did
Very
Don't Fear the
classic.
Reaper for, I think it was the soundtrack to The Frighteners, the Peter Jackson thing back in the early
Yeah.
90s. So here's a little bit of the interview.
I just kept thinking about, how lucky I was to be in a very famous band in the 70s
Right.
and 80s.
Yeah.
And, when our hit song, Don't Fear the Reaper, did they know that song in New Zealand?
There's a very famous version of it by a band called the Mutton Birds here.
Oh, I looked that
It
up.
was recorded in the early 90s. Now,
Oh, nice.
I moved here in 94, and I found
Yeah.
out about it. Don McGlashan is the main guy in the band. Yes, so
Oh, I will
the
definitely look
Kiwis
that
know
up.
about Don't Fear the Reaper.
Oh,
Absolutely.
well, good. I don't want to, be talking about this iconic song. Like, what is that?
That was a bit of the interview of Marty talking to Joe Bouchard from the Blue Oyster Cult.
Yeah.
Of course, they're famous for their song "Don't Fear the Reaper."
And
but
Godzilla, do you know that one?
yeah, for sure.
that's them.
But he's got an album coming out himself.
His
now.
album just came out, which is why we were talking.
cool.
But the
Awesome.
band itself, so he's not in the band at the moment, but the two of the original guys are, and they're celebrating the band's 50th anniversary. So hopefully
That's insane.
the original guys will get back
50
together.
years, yeah.
But just one point of interest, when I was talking to him, he was about to make a pot of stewed oysters. So I
He
don't know
was
if that was
eating
a
oysters?
commentary about the
Oyster
oyster
club.
cult or not. I have no idea. But there you go.
Hilarious. This week's up-and-coming artist is Crispy and the Pooch. They've just recently released a single called Don't Play Yourself.
Yeah, it's a killer single. Let's just play a little bit of the track.
Don't play yourself in this world. It's okay to stay in love. Don't play yourself in this world. It's okay to chase what you love. You love.
That was Don't Play Yourself by Crispy and the Pooch. That's our up-and-coming artist this week.
Yeah, it's cool. They're a duo. They've got lots of gigs around Auckland. They did one last weekend, and they've got one coming up in 2 weeks, I believe, on the 17th.
Yeah, on the 17th. Yeah.
Yeah, they're a duo?
Yeah,
They're a
duo.
eh?
They're Kristen Batistic, a.k.a. Crispy, and Simon Townsend, a.k.a. Pooch.
Pooch.
And they put themselves together.
Crispy and the Pooch.
Pretty
that's,
cute.
That's a
Yeah,
really
yeah,
cool
yeah.
name, yeah.
Definitely
sure.
go check out their gig in a couple of weeks and check out their new single. This week we've got plenty of gigs coming up to look forward to.
Yeah, heaps. Starting with Use of Days on Wednesday at the Hollywood Cinema. I've been looking forward to that gig for ages.
Yeah, we'll definitely be there. And on Wednesday and Thursday, Lime Cordial is playing at the Power Station. Love the Power Station. Lime Cordial are selling tickets left, right, and centre.
Yeah,
so.
they're slowly making their way up from Dunedin, so it's really cool to see. To go and see them this week.
Yeah,
and then on Friday, Chelsea Wolf is playing the Power Station as well. So good weekend for the Power Station. And I think Marty will go to that, and that review will be up on the website later this week.
And on Saturday, Joan as Policewoman is playing at the Hollywood Cinema. Loads of good gigs at the Hollywood Cinema at the moment. So.
Again, I think Marty will be
there. Yeah, for sure.
He loves Jonas Policewoman. And then Saturday, Nuggies, a sort of emerging artist, is releasing an album called Toilet in the Time of Monsters, and they're throwing that a release party at Whammy. So that's going to be a cool vibe.
Yeah, and always good to go and support emerging acts.
Absolutely.
And on Saturday, we have Park Road for their Stupid Stories EP release show at the Tuning Fork. They always bring a good crowd, so that's bound to be a party.
They always do, and especially now for an EP release, those gigs just always go off a little bit extra. So that's
a
gonna
bit
be
of celebration.
Great. And then our last gig this week, Saturday, Turkey the Bird, which is a band, is playing at Auckland Guide Centre with Hoop. So that will be interesting. I have no clue what that will be like.
Yeah, definitely see you there at a few of those.
This week at Uptown Lowdown, our upcoming albums of the week, we've got one album that I'm really looking forward to from Spacey Jane. That's been a long time coming.
Yeah, so that's Here Comes Everybody. They've released a few singles, and yeah, they're just doing so well. They're coming over to play here on the 30th.
At the Power Station, which is going to be epic. The last time they played here, they played at Power Station as well, and it was a huge party.
Yeah, nice that they can just hop over from Australia and
it's not too far.
And come play for us. Yeah,
they've already released one single.
Yeah,
Hot Light,
and
has a
epic music video.
really cool music video. Just them playing on a ferry and having a blast of a time. I think we'll sign this week off, which is playing a little bit of that. And we'll see you out there this week.
Walking up the shade